I've been thinking about a subject all day that I want to talk about, and hopefully can get it on here coherently for you. Um, I've been living the country lifestyle for quite a while with my wife and my family since the 90s, before there was really internet in this area, uh, before there was even internet. Uh, I, you know, before there was cell phones even. So uh, I just kind of fell into it. Uh, I bought the place looking for a place to raise a family with a good school. I didn't really like living in town. I'd lived in a big city for a while. It's part of my work, and I came back just to raise my family, and did the whole career change, did everything, and it wasn't really a thing. No, it really didn't even think about homesteading or country living, or there was just a chance to get some property. I thought about maybe having a horse, or raising some livestock for meat, and doing those kind of things, having some chickens. And I did all of it. I raised a family, and that was the goal. That was the point of the homestead, was to raise a family. Now we're into a part of our life where it's an empty nest, and we're just enjoying our life here. But it still isn't quite easy to do all the things that you would like to do on a homestead. That's why to work finances the homestead. And you see a lot of these YouTube channels with homesteads, which were quite entertaining. We watch them, and it's not to knock on them. But in reality, they're selling a lifestyle. Is it real? Who knows? Uh, is their lifestyle, or is their influencer YouTube channel financing what they're doing? Maybe. That's a nice thing. I've never really been into that. I mean, this YouTube channel was made for my mother, and then later on, my critic, which is my wife. Most of everything that I put on here is to make her laugh or for her enjoyment, and that was the starting point. I'd post a video, and then later on, I could show her and the finished product, and we'd laugh, and it would be quite a bit of fun. And then I discovered that I really like making videos. I really enjoy it. I like editing. Not that I'm good at any of it, but I like to do it. And it's a way of recording things. Not that there's anything that great to record, uh, but it's coming along. And especially now that I'm getting more time to do things, it's working out. Um, this is some of the points about country living is it should be your life goal to do what's good for you, and country living is good for you. I mean, um, it's always been good. I mean, I can dig real deep in the weeds on why country living is good, and you'll have people that argue, well, life in the city is good. Um, you have a lot of negative influences, and somebody said, a recent somebody that I watch said, and I took it to heart. Are your ears somebody's trash can? And well, that's interesting. I mean, does your environment influence you in a negative way? And I have to be honest, when I lived in the city, I was doing a lot of things that probably weren't that good for me. Staying out late, going out to clubs and being out late all night. Um, you know, being around people that were probably a bad influence on me. And, you know, I have to say, you know, homesteading is a pretty quiet life. It has a lot of good influences. I mean, if you crave drama, just go watch a chicken pen and then you'll see everything that goes on in an urban lifestyle with those hens. And, there's a lot of drama in the chicken coop. Uh, but that's not really a lifestyle I would want to live. I'd rather live a lifestyle that's quiet, it's back to nature. And, what goes in your ears is probably more important. What goes into your ears and your eyes and your senses is probably more important, or as important as what you eat. And that's the other part of homesteading is, you know, putting food on your table that's good for you. Now, the idea that, somehow you can make a living homesteading, ah, maybe. Maybe if you go into it with good finances, you could probably do that. If you already owned a farm, you might be able to do that. Some people can. Some people have to work. And that's what I do. I go to work in town, and then I come home you know, and that's the next part of this is what do you do when you get older? You just don't have the energy to do what you did before. I mean, I used to work 18 hours, 7 days a week, and that's just not happening. It's not realistic. And so I'm not aware of any homestead channels that talk about homesteading after a certain age. I mean, you see older homesteaders and have channels. Um, what do you do when your kids are grown and you're looking at old age on your homestead? I suspect a lot of these people with their channels that aren't really realistic. They're more like Tractor Supply or Farm Supply commercials, or selling a lifestyle that isn't really relatable when you get older. Um, I don't know. I mean, you see a lot of these channels. They're fun to watch. I mean, I enjoy watching people build cabins. But is that all there is to homesteading? Is building a cabin? It's important. I mean, but or the off-grid thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, Most people have a combination of things. I mean, like here in Minnesota, I mean, on my deck, on my messy deck, you'll see that I got a generator. Um, a lot of that's kind of expensive. You can do it, and probably should. You never know. The grid is a difficult thing. You don't know what's going to happen with the grid, and it's good to be prepared. I know living here that there's been times we've went a week or more without power, and there's other places that are worse than this. Um, I mean, and we have a good electric company that really keeps their grid and well repaired, and they're really quick about coming out and fixing problems. But you never know what the future might hold. Um, you know, and I, along with homesteading, the firearms thing, I enjoy watching firearms channels, but is that really realistic? I mean, the most that I've ever used firearms is to dispatch a skunk. And could tell you stories about skunks getting sprayed, missing out on work for a couple days because I got sprayed, and all these different things. And, you know, that's life. It's not, I mean, some people may live in different areas where it's more dangerous. One of the things that you might see currently as this video is going on, we live in an area where it's cold, and the cold itself protects us from a lot of things. You just don't see people wandering around where it's negative 20 or 30 below. And it is a safer environment. Things are changing, though. In this area, there's a lot of negative things coming about, but it's okay. It's better than some places. And, you know, you know, I lost my train of thought, I guess. But uh, what I would like to leave you with you know, is something that makes a lot of sense, and probably in this long-winded way of me talking is what I'm really getting at. And it says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, and whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. And that's probably sums up everything that I'm trying to say in this weird way, is that homesteading forces your mind to think on the things that really matter. Waking up in the morning, taking care of your animals, coming home, doing your chores, enjoying the sunsets, not having any problems with your neighbors because your neighbors miles and miles away. Um, not having time for influences. Sometimes just being idle and having time can really get you in trouble. But when you're busy and you got to take care of things at home, cut the wood, fix the fence, care for the animal, take them to the vet, drive to the feed store, and go to work, you don't have a lot of time for trouble. And, and as you get older, you get a lot more retrospective on things. And you see things in a different perspective. And it's really good to live this lifestyle. And I would recommend it to anybody who cares about their family. If you like anything I've said, please subscribe. Please watch the channel. I know my wife really enjoys this, and that's mainly who this is geared to. But if you like it, let me know. Make a comment. Thank you.